But the Pentans just add this other, it undoes a little veil. You say, oh, look at that. You're used to working with the signs and the rulerships, but then all of a sudden you got a rulership and a sub-rulership. Like, whoa, it doesn't make it just that. Sometimes on the simplest level, the best ideas come through, just with the signs. Sometimes it opens up like that. But when you're working with your own chart, you'll try these things. That's where it's most useful. Your own chart, your own kids. See it's there. Watch it for a while. Within a month or so, you'll know how much it's useful to you.
Hey, Robin, can I go back to something you just said about aspects? I might have to disagree with you on something. I just wanted to elaborate a little bit. So you had mentioned aspects. You don't like really talking about aspects a lot?
No, I use aspects tremendously.
Okay. Okay, but you don't like, can you just
I
elaborate?
don't use the aspects as a judgment. This is a bad aspect, so you're screwed up because of this.
Right, yeah.
This is a challenge. How are you going to solve an aspect? You got two bad, say you got Uranus square the moon. You still got to be the moon in the sign and make it better. You still got to be Uranus in the sign in the house and make it better. And as you make both of them better, you're still going to increase that aspect. But you still have to make both better.
Yeah, but don't you find when you say to people, look, this could be a bit unsettling, or, you're not saying that they are screwed up, but you're saying this is an unsettling thing. Probably makes you feel X, Y, and Z, and I find when you say that to people, they're like, yes, just like you said.
It's like doctors. You can make someone afraid of something. You've got this problem, this negative thing that's in your chart. That's why this is happening. It's easy.
Oh, no, that's the delivery. Clearly, that's the wrong delivery. And I hope a lot of astrologers wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Melanie, do you mean it's kind of like a way to validate someone's feelings and to validate their experience?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that
But you don't need to, if someone isn't working at that level and isn't dealing with that thing, that they don't necessarily need to be brought up to be pointed out all these other faults. They got enough faults that they're necessarily dealing with. You have to be able to tune in and see which ones are valid at the time to talk about.
Okay.
And to just arbitrarily say, as an astrologer, you know that aspect is there. You know that tension is there, and you know it's between these planets. So you're seeing the stress. It gives you the tools to walk into their complex. Mm-hmm. But the solution to the complex is making each planet better on their own, and using that stress to make each planet better and then make their world better. That stress will still be there, but they'll be working with each one on a better level, and it works better. Like if you got an anger problem and you've add alcohol to it, it's a bigger problem. You get rid of the alcohol, the anger is not the same problem. So like sometimes solutions to things are on a different level. Than we look at the mechanics. The motor mechanics are one thing. You can see the timings. You see where someone is in their life. You can see the worldly timings in the transits. You see the spiritual transits, the spiritual evolutions in the progressions. Sometimes Saturn will get to someone's midheaven and they're at the peak of career and they don't take it. How come? Well, the progressions may be down low and they may not be, maybe working on something other than that. It wasn't that important. But even when you're working with transits, something's transiting my midheaven. Whoa, it's hitting my midheaven. What sign's the midheaven? And the Pentan inside the midheaven adds another layer of texture inside of that. Okay, it's hitting both that. But as soon as it's hitting a sign, it's hitting a planetary rulership, then there's the planet, then there's the rulership. It spins out to a lot of things, and it's hard to keep it simple. Like if we listen to a symphony, if there's 50 violins playing and one is off tune, the conductor is going to know which one is off tune. Nobody else is even going to hear it. We're just trying to listen to the beat. In music, nobody ever hears the mistakes. They just take it for what's happening in the sensation of it. But in the written technical side of it, there's a brutal efficiency. So I like to think astrology is like music. Sometimes you dance, sometimes you don't dance, sometimes it enhances you, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's, if you're in a depressed mood, depressed music isn't going to be so useful to you. So just like that, but the aspects are stress. I just use planets. The planets are the functions. There are functions. They're colored by the attitude of the sign. They throw their energy into the affairs of the house. And they do it easy or difficultly depending how much stress is involved with it. But it's still going to go into the house and into the signs. That's still going to be there anyways. regardless of the stress. So you don't want to get over accentuating the stress. If someone's in a crisis and everything's falling apart, yeah, you can see the stress that could be there. But it's when you get someone started, you take the kids, people born in mid-60s, where they have that Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, Saturn opposition, and Jupiter squaring, you have this big square. That's there for their lifetime. That's normal for them for their lifetime. And if it's messed up in this relationship, it means they have challenges in relationships, but they're going to have eccentric, difficult, challenging relationships. That's normal for them. It's still probably better than being alone. So, like, life's a mysterious thing. These astrology, in one way, you should be able to close your eyes and know if someone needs a hug in a second without even looking at a chart. You know, like, you should be able to just know that. But astrology explains when it gets bad, when it's difficult, you're caught in a block or something. Astrology can let you see this block or see these traces, or someone's trying to reach a potential. Wow. Then it becomes really useful. I had somebody he tried to swim the English Channel 3 times and failed 3 times, and he was getting into his mid-30s. Didn't know if he should even try again. But we got a time, we tried to work out a time that would be a best of times, and he went, and in his late 30s, he succeeded. He swam the channel. So, like, rather than give up in his life, it was a big thing for him. He did it. But so in timing, there's a lot of ways you can use. There's outside timing, there's inside timing. But the stuff below the horizon, it's primal. If something hits you inside, something hits your IC, it's going to, if you're feeling insecure personally, how good of a job are you going to do out there? If you're in a job where you're being put down, or it's not exactly working, it's not supporting your motivation, it's going to really strongly affect how you project, how much you take in. Everybody's supposed to feel okay for who they are. But life, there's always going to be bullies in school. There's always going to be gangs at work and people breaking. You're always going to have this adversity to face. It's the nature of that outer world. And we're going to navigate it, some of us better than others. So the puzzle, I don't have a set definition. We're talking, I just talked on certain things, and we're talking about the aspects. It's a bigger thing. Like, I use them all the time, but I'm not so quick to use them as judgments to tell people that it's this or that it's that unless they're ready for it. Because sometimes you can be getting the extra nerve that's negative that sends someone deeper. Rather than, sometimes they don't need to know that. For you, for an astrologer, it's incredibly useful. Lets you walk right in intimately to the stress that's going on. But sometimes, this is what I mean. I can see what's going on in a chart in a few seconds. But to know how someone's going to react, I'll spend an hour or two trying to see how they're going to respond, where they are, what's happening, what do they need to know out of all these things. So sometimes people are in life and death situations, violent, abusive relationships. What do they need to know? Like you say, oh, it's going to get worse, get out. But wait a second, they got their kids there. Like, it becomes profoundly challenging. And then sometimes you have to jump to other levels. You jump to spirituality, jump to other things that come in and add it. That's more useful than just the astrology. But you're on the nerve with astrology, you see it. You get the mechanics of time. It's still a challenge to figure out what to say. So I may have been too quick in just saying that with the aspects. I didn't mean to bring it out so confrontingly, but because I use them all the time.
Okay, I just want a clarification. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I just want a clarification, so that makes sense. You know what, Robin? I have a couple of questions here for you in the chat box. I just couldn't read it. So someone then wanted to know if you do individual pentant charts.
The vegan chart, the Vedic chart?
No, it says pentant, like using pentans, I guess, individual. I think someone just wanted to know if you would do a reading for her using pentans, but I think you said that you just taught the method and they should do it themselves.
Yeah, it could be done, but I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if it's work with it a while and see.
Okay.
Like doing a whole session and then you're concerned about a pentan or certain thing, then it becomes easier to bring that into focus against the background of everything else.
Yeah.
But just make it yours first. Check it out. Do some justice to check it out. Does this work? Does this not work? Do it for your pets.
Yeah. Cool. Can you apply the Pentans to all the planets? Someone's asked.
Totally.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Robin. This was interesting and unique, brilliant. And that's from Tammy, actually, just thanking you for the presentation. Okay. I have a question, but it's not about Pentans. So does anyone else have a Pentans question? Last chance.
Yes, I do, if I could. Yes. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Melanie, for putting this on. I'm a new person. I'm Robin's student, actually. Oh. I absolutely enjoy this a lot. So my question would be is that, so I have two girls. Sometimes the communication is not the greatest, but I'm pretty sure that this would be helpful to figure it out and where they are coming from. So I'm very earthy, they are more fiery. So, you know, it's things like that. So my question to you, Robin, is that if I would want to find out their communicating style, would you consider the ascendant sign? Would you consider the sun sign or their moon sign?
For communication?
Communication with my girls.
Yeah, so, look, first, the sympathy link is the moon. The communication, the talking to each other, or communicating, that's Mercury. Mm-hmm. The ego or the confidence, that's your sun. So if you're confident, you're talking with confidence, is that confidence making them less confident? Or can you talk to them to make them feel more confident?
Our issue is more of a, like I'm very, my approach is very liberal and very earthy. Both of them has a lot of fire into them, Sag, and, you know, so it's like an Aries. So it's interesting that my older one is a Taurus as well as a sun sign. I'm a Sag ascendant, moon Cancer. My younger daughter is a Sag sun sign, Cancer rising sign. So it's just interesting that they are almost like the opposite. My older one is exactly like me, and my younger one is totally opposite, like more like from the ascendant. So, you know, our communication is sometimes not, you know, it's pretty fiery. And I just don't like confrontation, and they are pretty confrontational.
For example, if you're trying to get a present for an Aries, that's one thing, but if you're looking at the Aries with the Pentan, you could get a much more specified, you get more specific ideas. Oh, what about this? Or what about it? It can throw that idea in, oh, this would work better, or that would work better. So you could try things, but you'll see, oh, they're processing like that. So at first we just learn the signs, but that's really generalizations. And they work up to a point. But it just adds this other little thing. So if I like the idea of thinking presence, well, what am I going to get? Well, there's so many certain generalized things, but that's almost too generalized. You say, oh, well, this, and then you say, oh, well, I'll go for this, I'll go for that. And you get your ideas around it. So just use it, make it real. See how you can make it work from your own imagination. Apply it yourself. Check it in the charts you do. You'll find the ways how to use it.
I did print out all three of our charts, and my figuration based on what you were just saying. So I'm like a Libra in Taurus, and the Pentant, and then my older daughter is a Capricorn in Taurus Sun, and my younger one is Sagittarius and a Cancer Pentant. So that's, I know it's very particular and very personal, but I'm just saying that so can I use this for trying to figure out how to communicate better?
How are you not going to use it?
Good answer.
If once you know it, you're going to use it. Like you'll see it, it's yours. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just another branch of language, another branch of applications. For me, it's been really, really enriching and very useful. Not in the natal chart, but also really a lot in the progressions, because it gives you 5-year stages instead of 30-year stages.
Hey, Robin, can I interject? I have one last question, and then I'm just going to do a little wrap up. because I want to be conscious of everyone's time. So someone has asked if you would use this in solar returns. You talked about progressions. Would you use this? I mean, I can't see a limit to where you'd use it, right?
You could use, but it's not said, it's in the Zodiac.
Yeah.
If you're going to use the Zodiac, you're using this.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of limitless. Okay, that's awesome. Well, lots of great feedback. Thank you so much. What a cool topic. I think we'll all be examining our charts in a different way. And thanks to everyone for attending this on a lovely well, has it been lovely? Yeah, I guess so. Pretty lovely summer's day. Thank you so much, Robin. This was awesome. Really appreciate it. And hope to see you guys next month. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your week.